my name is Rebecca. I'm my Voice Our Story contributor here at Blend. And if you've seen my videos before, then you know that I usually talk about racial issues, Asian American issues, and I'm usually talking about something negative, like something bad that happened or like an issue that I care about. And so today I wanted to talk about something a little bit more positive. And it's because something really, really great happened recently. So as I've said before, I'm Indian American, and something really awesome happened in India. In early September, homosexuality was decriminalized in India. And so I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about, the history of this law and kind of like the implications of it and the importance of it. And so I guess to start off with the history, India was a British colony for a really long time. Before the colonization, there wasn't so much overt homophobia, especially within the law. But then during the colonial period, the British put a lot of different laws into place, and one of them was Section 377, which criminalized homosexuality. And this stayed in place throughout the entire colonial era of India. India got its independence in the 1970s, and the law stayed in place even after independence. This law banned any kinds of acts that were deemed like unclean or like unholy. So, and specifically if it was homosexuality. And so in 2009, I believe the Section 377 was repealed by the Indian government. And there was a lot of pushback against this decision, and people were angry about it. And so in 2013, it was reinstated, which was again met with protests from the other side saying that that was inhumane. The reason that it was originally repealed was because it was said that the act was against the Indian Constitution, but it was still reinstated in 2013. And then it was in place from 2013 until September of 2018, which is when it was just recently repealed. And it's a huge triumph. I mean, there are a lot of countries in the world where it is illegal, and that is the case for a lot of people. But India is the second largest country in the world. There are over 1 billion people living there. And statistically, that's millions of people who were being criminalized. So it's a huge triumph just in that sense. Also, because it's just a human rights violation, I feel, and I think a lot of people would agree that to criminalize someone just for, a matter of like who they love, something that they can't help, is fundamentally against basic human rights. So for such a huge populous country to take this step is a big deal. But it's not perfect. India still has a very high rate of homophobia within the population. Just because it's not technically illegal doesn't mean that people are accepted for their sexuality. There's definitely, it's definitely a lot more dangerous to be out in India than it would be in a country like the US. And India actually just had its first Pride Parade in 2017. It was illegal when it happened, but they still did it. And the people who participated are very brave for doing that. And when this law was repealed, people were celebrating, people were in the streets parading and partying and having like a huge celebration because this was a huge deal for them, because it's the first time that they're recognized by their government. And it's really beautiful to see that. But there's still a lot of progress to be made. The Indian government is very right-wing and conservative at the moment, and if this law has been reinstated once before, it's not hard to imagine it happening again, especially with such a conservative government. But at the same time, it's still something that we should really be excited about, and I'm so excited about it as an Indian American. As an American, I've never had to deal with this issue. I'm in a country where it's never in my lifetime has it been illegal to be in a same-sex relationship. And so that's never something that I've had to struggle with, but I can't imagine how hard it must be, but it's really great to know that at least this small step has been made. I mean, it still doesn't mean that, gay couples can be seen walking down the street in India, because they probably will still face a higher rate of violence. But any progress is welcome and hopefully leads to more progress. So I'm really excited about this, and I just wanted to share something that I'm really happy about right now. And that's, I guess, all I have to say. You can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is Lalitha Rebecca. And make sure to follow Blend and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And have a really good day. Okay, bye!